Today, I'll be addressing an issue that have been bugging me for quite a while now, which is Mongoloids discrediting private server clears. If you don't like rants, you should probably click off now. This issue is something I have to address and nip it in the bud or it'll get out of hand. A vocal minority such as this waste of space oxygen thief, Luke, claims that private server is just a, quote, skill issue crutch. Usually I don't let people like this get under my skin, but today I'm just extremely tilted, so I'll confront them head on. To people who think like him, do you think private servers come with a handbook to zero cycle anything under any condition? Do you think the private server run Memory of Chaos 12 on its own until the clear is achieved while I peacefully sleep? Are you that fucking delusional, you monkey brain cretin? Even on live server, I've done the feat that puts me above pretty much everyone on EN side of HSR. So genuinely, who the hell do you think you are to be able to judge what I do when you aren't even better than me on live server, you motherfucker? My main account has been restricted to using less than a third of a roster since release and I still zero cycled. It's just that private server allowed me to apply my knowledge on every character to optimize them to the utmost limits and put me in a league of my own in terms of knowledge. So tell me, what is wrong with wanting to test out 1,000 accounts? Aren't you a little bit curious of characters outside of your accounts? Are you that dead in terms of creativity that you can't see the infinite potential of private servers? I can't understand these downies and their hatred for pursuit of knowledge. It's like shitting on Minecraft creative mode creations and saying they are all easy to build when sometimes it takes hundreds of hours, or even thousands of hours. An interesting complaint I get is unachievable relics. Every build and every run I've ever done is achievable on live server with the right accounts. I made sure to never use relics that are above the best relics people achieved on live server. And most of the time, I don't even need to go that far to win. Even average or decent relics are enough. My Acheron relics, for example, is better than pretty much everything I've ever used on private server. And yet, people will still cry about it. Now, back to the main guy I was talking about. Since he said it's very easy and takes zero skill, I challenged this guy to complete a clear on private server. In return, I'll buy him BP and monthly pass if he succeeds. He declined and compared it to fighting a gang, which is a huge contradiction to what he said earlier. Unless you mean to tell me fighting a gang is light work, why would someone make excuses to not do something when it's so easy and they get free money out of it? He's so technologically illiterate, he even implied Lunar Core is malware when it's open source for him to see for himself. This nincompoop even had the audacity to claim that I'm all talk when this monkey is completely incapable of putting in the least bit of effort to do anything. I've had to reset over 10,000 times to get these clears, so the least this fucker can do is put in some effort before discrediting me. But people like this, they have no willpower, no skill, no nothing. They're incapable of taking action to prove their points. They can only yap on Discord without any feats to back it up. A literal empty shell. I'm pretty sure this monkey knows deep down that what he's saying is complete asinine, which is why he dodged the challenge, but to save face he refuses to admit it until the very end. I'm sure people even on this video will ask me why I don't do my clears on live server. The answer is simple. I do not have 1,000 counts to test under all conditions. It is impossible even for whales to have that many, which is what I need to produce my clears, as they all use differing levels of investment. Honestly, I can kind of understand why the Genius Society in the HSR shut off completely from the public, because the vast majority, in this case casual players, will always try to find faults with you instead of improving themselves. I feel like I'm specifically targeting one monkey, but it's just making an example. It's a small part of a larger issue that the community is facing. I'm not fighting imaginary enemies. Look, there's another guy recently that made the same points. I offered him $100 if he can do what I can do, yet he backed out too. In conclusion, what I'm trying to say is, Private server clears are valid as long as they use builds that have already been achieved by at least one person on live game. If someone wants to prove me wrong, they would have to be better than me on live server and do a clear more impressive than me on private server too. Otherwise, they would just be another invalid monkey.